Our detention centers at the federal level are held to a higher standard than most local or state centers and even federal prisons. The standards are extremely high. Now, this is a state-run facility at Alligator, Alcatraz,
but they
have
stuffed into a jail
they have
cell?
a contrast. Well, I've been there and I've seen these rooms that they are in. I wouldn't call them jail cells. I would call them a facility where they are held and that are secure facilities, but are held to the highest levels of what the federal government requires for detention facilities.
And so what's going on here? Because now Democrats are also calling us out. Now, the last person I want to really be talking about this is Debbie Welterman Schultz, but here we are.
Let's be clear, throughout this entire tour, it was repeated over and over that the state is working hand in glove with ICE. This facility was inspected by ICE. They review their detention standards. They are using cages. These detainees are living in cages. The pictures that you've seen don't do it justice. They are essentially packed into cages, wall-to-wall humans, 32 detainees per cage. That is the only thing inside those cages are their bunk beds, and there are 3 tiny toilets that are toilet units that have a sink attached to it. So they essentially drink, they get their drinking water and they brush their teeth, where they poop in the same unit. They bragged that they went above standards, supposedly, and gave them a 3-foot privacy wall that stretches the length inside the 32 detainee cage, a 3-foot privacy wall that stretches the length of the 3 toilets in a row. The showers provide no privacy at all. There are no curtains on it. It's a big open shower unit. There are, small walls.
All right. I understand what she's saying about the conditions. And yes, Alligator Alcatraz did get flooded, okay? I don't think it's a smart idea to be building a prison facility in a swampland where Florida is known to be hit with tropical storms and massive super hurricanes now. And I'm going to say that again, massive super hurricanes. And I don't want anyone in Florida to be affected by these large tropical storms or hurricanes. But at the same time, too, I find it absolutely hypocritical for these very same Democrats to sit on their high horse and pontificate about treatment of people when these are the same people who were protesting in the first Trump term with the kids in cages, and then automatically forget about it when Biden got into office. I remember AOC crying at a facility where it wasn't a prison. It wasn't a detention center. It wasn't a detention center. It was not a detention center. It was not a detention center. It wasn't a detention center. But then again, these Democrats now, again, with Trump derangement syndrome, you have all these protesters and activists. And look, I get it, because I don't like the idea of Alligator Alcatraz. But at the other hand, too, gee, Democrats, are you going to forget about this if another Democrat gets into office? Are you going to shut it down? Like, what are you going to do about this? Because it's awfully hypocritical. They're saying things, they're doing things, they're acting things out, and I'm supposed to think that it's all okay and it's all right. I don't believe this fake outrage. I think this is for the cameras, and this is going to be used by the Democrats so they could weaponize running in 2026 to get enough people triggered to vote for them because the orange boogeyman. There's a lot of things to be against Donald Trump, but also we got to remember that the Democrats have gone on record for being hypocrites themselves.
In each shower, but we're talking about all 900 men who are held in this facility. It is built currently for 1,000, and they have no privacy at all when they're showering. For meals, when we walked through the quote unquote meal prep area, the kitchen area, for lack of a better term, they had the portions that were available for detainees, and they had the portions that were available for employees being prepared at the same time. The portions available for employees.
I want to point this out here. I'm going to point out here in the live stream chat. AOC was crying in front of an empty parking lot. Emotional manipulation. She got reelected in part as a reward for that. Yeah, that happens. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. Alcatraz is better than New York House and what Obama built. Well, I wouldn't be going that far. No. Molly Littlebird, a concentration camp is still a concentration camp, no matter how dressed up it is. Absolutely. And I think this whole idea of Alligator Alcatraz is a complete waste of time. And Pancake 36, we are supposed to believe that Debbie Weltzman Schultz actually cares about people now. Thank you. This is why I love my chat and engaging. Okay. There you go. What else we got here? What else we got here? Want to see what else? Let's see what else we got here. Want to see who else we got here putting. By the way, QB Socialista says, didn't Obama put humans in cages too? Let me be clear. We had Gitmo, and to be clear, those kids in cages for all the people voting for Obama. Those kids in cages happened under my watch. Obama out. That's what happened. I know, everybody. I know. That's what happened. Molly Littlebird, absolutely. I saw what you said. I don't think I could pull it up because of the YouTube guidelines.
Large pieces of roast chicken, large sausages, and the detainees' lunches were a small, gray turkey and cheese sandwich, an apple, and chips. And that's it. We're talking about fully grown men being fed very small portions. When I asked.
Now, there's another sad part of this, and this is starting to get a little nuts here. Where Kristi Noem just announced 5 more Alligator Alcatraz detention centers are in the works. Great. Why not? Waste more time. Can we build schools? No. What about trade schools? No. What about apprenticeship programs? No. How about getting rid of lead pipes so that no city or town, no matter what state, doesn't have it? No. Clean water? No. Investing in our infrastructure? No. Getting us out of these wars? No. Bailing out the banks? No. No. We're going to bail out the banks. We're going to bail out Wall Street, forever wars, and money for more Alligator Alcatrazes. All right, so look, just going to let you all in a little secret. There's a movie called Alligator. It came out in 1980. It's supposedly set in Chicago. Maybe we'll watch it for movie night, okay? A giant sewer gator causes rampage in the Windy City. So I guess in the middle of Lake Michigan, we're just going to have one big gator, Alexander the Alligator. That's what we're going to have. So Chicago will have an Alcatraz island with one giant gator. There you go.
Facility, 1,000-bed facility can continue to be expanded. We're looking at other locations as well. We've had several other states that are actually using Alligator Alcatraz as a model for how they can partner with us as well.
What are some of those? Are there other states?
I'm having ongoing conversations with 5 other governors about facilities that they may have. I haven't asked those governors if I can share their names, but announcements will be coming soon. As you all know, we need to double our capacity in detention beds because we need to facilitate getting people out of this country as fast as possible and to sustain our operations. But those governors have been fantastic. I will tell you, they are all Republicans. So I would challenge some Democrats to start taking care of your states.
Okay, well, what if you live in a state where it's like you don't have access to gators, okay? Like, are we going to have a jobs programs to handling gators now? I mean, my goodness, hashtag free chance of snapper, so he's out of jail. So he's not worried about, I don't know. I don't know. Like this is not a functioning, stable society here, folks. Okay. You just don't have stuff like this. So Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem clashed with NBC Meet the Press host Kristen Welker in a testy exchange Sunday over alleged inhumane conditions at the newly opened Alligator Alcatraz migrant detention facility in the Florida Everglades. Now, it currently holds 900 people, but has a capacity to hold 4,000. Has been under scrutiny since the Democrat lawmakers in a video that I played before were saying just how unsafe it is. She goes on to say our detention centers at the federal level are held to the higher standard, which is why Julian Assange was never transferred here. Honestly, if it wasn't for that British judge, things would not be looking too good for Assange. Okay, just throwing it out there. All right. Standards are extremely high. Now, this is a state-run facility at Alligator Alcatraz. Noem told Welker in response to being questioned over whether the Florida facility was inhumane before being interrupted by the host. All right, so more than 30 people stuffed in the jail cell, Welker asked, cutting off Noem. I wish they would have said that back during the Biden administration, back when the Democrats were in the White House, when they were piling people on top of each other on cement floors and they didn't have 2 feet to move. They never did that, and that's why this politics has to end. Which, again, Democrats, you are showing your wazoo. You know, you're just spreading it open for everyone to see. I mean, Democrats, stop being dumb. The kids in cages happened under Obama. And what did Biden do after Trump's first term? Did the kids in cages stop? No. Did those facilities get shut down? No. And yet we were told that we were crazy for being critical of the Democrats and, of course, people like AOC and Bernie Sanders that were going to bat for Joe Biden. I don't want to hear this crap of, DSA and our revolution and Justice Democrats and brand new Congress going to save the day. No, they didn't. They screwed up royally. And if that offends you, go ahead and form a picket line and protest in front of a Democrat office. Don't come complaining to me that the Democrats lost, okay? All this is Never mind, I'm going to snap. Never mind. I don't want to snap at people. Of course, you got more people complaining, having to shut down Alligator Alcatraz, and I know currently that there's a lawsuit that's been filed. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. And even if the Democrats win the presidency in 2028, Alligator Alcatraz will not be shut down. I think this is a waste of time and money. And for anyone else that wants to invest into a Alligator Alcatraz, again, obviously, if you want to have one, the key ingredient, the key spice, the key material is going to be gators. I mean, so what? It's only going to be nothing but southern states having Alligator Alcatrazes. I mean, is this what we're investing in more? More surveillance, more prisons? And I'm not looking to the Democrats to save the day. And today, these activists and organizers that are standing in solidarity with the Democrats, are you going to hold their feet to the fire, or are you just doing this just to protest and show up? See, that's why I didn't cover those No Kings Marches protests. I got sick to my stomach. I'm like, all of you only show up when the orange cartoon villain is here. But when the Democrats are in, I don't see you anywhere. Where are the people? Where's the outrage? Where are the people? And this is going to happen. This is inhumane. I also want to pull this up here, too. This is a little tweet that I want to pull up here. Not tweeted by Hardlands Media, but tweeted by Keen Weiss of Due Dissidents. Maybe Alligator Alcatraz was a test from God to see who's a big enough piece of shite to peddle merch outside the prison and then ruin their grift forever with Trump's Epstein betrayal. Yeah. No, it's a real sign there, man. I would not be promoting this. I would not be talking about this. Hell, I would not be even bringing this up at all. This is the kind of stuff that makes you sick. This is like something you see in a movie, in a dystopian science fiction TV show, something from The Outer Limits or Twilight Zone. I personally thought we were better than this. At least that's what I thought. But I guess I'm wrong. I'm always wrong. Or hold on, how about this for my new book that I'll write? Why is this happening? A Kit Cabela's story of struggle.